Hey everybody, Tina here with our Blessed and Beautiful Life. How's everybody doing? I feel like it's been a little while. Life has been kind of busy and I think I have like some ideas for some videos that I want to do, and I just haven't had a chance to really sit down and do them. So I did want to pop on and say, what's up? I'm still here. I'm still alive. I am currently sitting in my car at the Cultural Art Center. Every Tuesday, I bring Parker here and he does a painting class, which has been really fun for him. So I was just going to chat for a few minutes about like what we're doing with our homeschool and kind of where I see us next year as we are in the last portion of this school year. My thoughts are kind of going to next year, and I'm trying to think of what I want to incorporate and maybe some things that I want to remove that haven't worked so well. And I think it's a great idea to really sit back and evaluate what went well, what didn't go so well, what we could do to make it better. And that's, it's just going to make your homeschool more successful. So, but this year I did start incorporating, and I'm doing like a live recording. So if I'm not going to edit anything out of this because I'm just sitting in the car. I'm using my phone for this recording, not my camera. So just chit chatting with you guys. But this year I wanted to get Parker into a couple extra curricular type things. So on a daily basis, we do our own homeschool curriculum at home together. Language arts, arithmetic, we do some history, and we do some science. But we are also a part of a classical conversations homeschool community, which I really love. Our first year of homeschool, we didn't do the classical conversations homeschool community. I had thought about it, but I just wasn't sure, and I really wanted the chance to get to know Parker and for Parker to get to know me in that setting of homeschool. I didn't want to take on too much because, you guys, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was kind of in shock that I had even decided to homeschool and that I made the decision to pull him out of public school and just go for it. So I definitely did not want to take on too much. So first grade, it was just me and Parker out at the farm doing the Abeka homeschool or the Abeka curriculum. So an Abeka is a really popular curriculum. It's a Christian-based curriculum, and there was no rhyme or reason as to why I chose that. It was just kind of the first one I stumbled upon. There's a ton of homeschool curriculums out there that you can choose from. Some that are very expensive, some that are inexpensive, some that are free. But Abeka is just what I went with that first year. So his second year, this year, second grade, it's our second year of homeschooling. And one thing that I knew I wanted to do differently was get us a little bit more involved with other people that were like us, other homeschool children, other homeschool moms that I could relate to and hold on to for that encouragement and that support on those days that aren't so good, because there are some days that aren't so good. And Parker needed that interaction too, but I wanted it to be a healthy interaction with people and children that I think are a good influence on him and that share the same values and beliefs that we do. So the classical conversations homeschool community just sounded right. We basically go to our community every Monday, and for like 3 or 4 hours, we're together with our little classes. So Parker gets to experience kind of being in that classroom environment. And there's only like 7 or 8 kids in each class. They're not very big classes at all, which is really nice. So the idea is that the teacher in that class, they don't even call them a teacher, they're called a tutor. So because the idea is that they're just tutoring the parent on that Monday about what that week's lesson is supposed to be. And then we're supposed to go home as the parent, as the teacher, and really incorporate that into our daily lessons. So it's kind of nice. I have this little girl that's staring at me from this car in the parking lot. She's probably like, why is this lady talking to her phone? Hi. So anyway, it's really cool because, you know, I am a stay-at-home mom for the most part. I do have my real estate business that I do, but I mainly work from home in my business through my email, through my phone, unless I'm out actively showing houses or sitting for home inspections or doing listing appointments and things like that. I work from home. So I am a stay-at-home mom, and it can be a bit of a secluded feeling. You know, I'm with a 7-year-old all day. I'm not hanging out with adults. So I thought, you know, maybe this will give us a reason to get up and get out of the house at least every Monday. So we go in the morning and we get out around 1 or 1:30, and it's just kind of like a whole day. We pack our lunch. We all have lunch together at the end of the CC day. Classical Conversations, we call it CC. We just abbreviate it. And then after our lunch, then they get to have like 30-minute recess time, which is really fun for Parker too. They all go outside and get to play on the playground or whatever. But what I'm finding that's kind of cool with Classical Conversations is it's not just meeting up that Monday. There's usually someone that volunteers to head up like field trips. And so we are going and doing things with our Classical Conversations homeschool group that I probably wouldn't really do on my own by myself with Parker if it was just left up to me to do it. So that's how I learned about the Cultural Art Center. Say that fast 3 times. Because we've come here for a couple times for a couple plays. We've came with the homeschool group and watched some plays that they do here at the art center, which was really cool. Parker's never even been to a play. So when we came here and saw that, he thought that was really neat. Everybody dressed up in costume and acting out these plays. So, we have gone skating at the skating rink, which was awesome. We're actually going again in a couple days, and that was cool. He's never been skating. Of course, I did that growing up. Like, I was like a master skater. And, you know, you tell our kids nowadays, like, do you know what roller skates are? And most of them are like, what? So we've gone skating with them. We do zoo trips, and hi. Oh boy, she probably thinks I'm crazy. Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of distracting. Like, turn around. Do you guys ever think of that? No, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to say that. There's that movie where the little kid keeps turning around in the pew at church and staring at her, and she's like, oh, look at Jesus. Look at Jesus. Trying to get the kid to turn around. Anyway, that's bad. I shouldn't say that. But, so we've done all kinds of stuff with the CC group. When the school year's over, we have what we call park day. So instead of meeting every Monday for our school, for our classes, we go to the park, and it's like this 3-hour time frame. You can come and stay the whole time. You can come for a little bit and leave or whatever. But the kids really look forward to park day because, you know, during the summer, we're usually just at home or whatever, doing whatever with the family. So I have just been pleasantly surprised with the CC group. Our community, I know that every community is different, and I've heard some bad things, and you know, sometimes women can be crazy and women can be catty, and there's competition and there's haters out there, and I'm just being real with you. I think we all experience that everywhere we go. And when I first started the CC group, I kind of came in with a defensive wall because I don't really have a lot of girlfriends. And so I was like, oh Lord, I'm about to go and hang out with all these moms. Like, I ain't even trying to do it. Like, but I went to that first park day, and I was just welcomed with open arms and the most sincere moms that just come as you are, no judgment. I really, really love it. Just being around such an inspiring group of women, Christian women, that are just encouraging and supportive. It's just a great circle to have. You know, they say that you become like the 5 people you hang out with the most. And even before I ever started homeschooling or any of this stuff, I found that to be true. When I worked a full-time job, when I worked in the Coast Guard, you know, you do become who you hang out with, who your circle is. And so it's like, whether that's positive or negative, that's kind of what you start to become. So it's been really cool being around these women that are just positive and encouraging, and it's been really cool for me. And I know Parker's really enjoyed being around the other homeschool kids as well. So So we are definitely going to do CC again next year. It gets us out of the house. We get to go on fun field trips. They do awesome science projects with the kids. And it's just really cool to kind of have that lifeline and that support group. So we're definitely doing CC next year. I did decide that, and I actually just decided this week. I've been doing some research on curriculums, and I don't want to be that mom that jumps from curriculum to curriculum. Like, I see a lot of that in some of the Facebook groups that I follow. Everybody's always searching for something better, or always doubting if what they're doing is good or if there's something better. You know, sure, there always is something different and maybe something better or maybe something cheaper, or I don't know, but I don't want to be that mom. If something that I'm doing is working, then I really just want to have that consistency for Parker and for me, because it is a learning curve to learn the curriculum and kind of how to teach it and the instruction. And when you keep switching it, it's like nothing is ever consistent. You're always changing it. So, one of my biggest reasons for deciding to switch curriculums for next year for third grade, one is it is not that Abeka is bad. It is nothing about the Abeka curriculum. In fact, I really like it. It is very thorough. And he's already learning. Lexi will look at Parker and she's like, Mom, he's learning that. She's like, I didn't learn that until I was in like 7th grade. You know, it's very advanced and it's an awesome curriculum. But one of the reasons I'm switching is because of how expensive it is. I looked up what I would have to spend next year for Parker's curriculum for 1 year for his 3rd grade curriculum. And it's with my parent kit and his child kit. It's like $800 and something. That's crazy. That's a lot of money. And it keeps going up. Abeka keeps raising their prices every year. I understand that, and then I don't understand that. I don't know. I think last year I spent almost $600 or $700 on his curriculum. And then this year for 3rd grade, it would end up being like $800 and something. So that was a big thing. I started looking at different curriculums, and there's so many out there, you can get overwhelmed. But the one that I have decided to use for next year, and hopefully from here on out, is The Good and the Beautiful. It's an amazing, you know, Christian-based curriculum that was created by a homeschooling mom. And it really, which is awesome, because as a homeschooling mom, you know what works and what doesn't work and what is really a headache or what makes our lives harder, you know, as far as prep time for each lesson and things like that, or having like 10,000 books when you can combine some subjects into one book. Like, there's just little things that makes our lives easier. So it's really cool that this was created by a homeschooling mom. I've got spikies. I rushed and took a shower and blow dried my hair to get Parker over here today. But so The Good and the Beautiful, it is beautiful. I mean, the books are just filled with amazing colorful pictures, which especially at Parker's age really grabs his attention, and I think that that's really exciting. So it's supposed to make things a little bit easier as far as prep time. There's no prep time. It's supposed to be open book and go. And the greatest part is I added everything up for his 3rd grade curriculum, and it's going to be like $350 for the year. So $350 or $800 and something. I'm like, it's a beautiful curriculum, meets all the standards, it's Christian based. That's kind of a no-brainer. So I'm actually really excited to switch to The Good and the Beautiful next year for 3rd grade. So we'll see how it goes. But all in all, Abeka's been awesome. But I'm excited about the switch, and I'm excited about saving a big chunk of money. So we're definitely doing CC. We're going to do The Good and the Beautiful next year. And I will continue to get Parker set up with some extracurricular activities, because the Cultural Arts Center has like paint classes, pottery classes, oh my gosh, they just have all kinds of stuff, and it's fairly inexpensive. So Parker's done a clay class where he's learned how to, you know, mold things and paint them and glaze them, and they go into the kiln. And now he's in a paint class where he's learning, it's a Renaissance paint class, so he's learning all about like the historical painters and doing these really cool paintings that are just like phenomenal, and he's having a blast with it. It's like once a week. It's like every Tuesday for I think 9 weeks or something like that. So it's not a lot. I'm really careful not to overdo it. I don't want to be running around like crazy with my kids with all kinds of activities where I feel like I can't breathe. You know, they need time to just, he needs to be able to just jump on the trampoline and have a night where he doesn't have anything. Like, I don't want to be that parent that just feels like the more busy you are, that means you're more successful, because I don't believe in that. So anyway, definitely getting him signed up here. And it's what's really cool about these classes, they're for homeschooled children. They have some that are, you know, mixed, but these ones specifically are for homeschool kids. So once again, he is being surrounded by other children that are being homeschooled, that, you know, their parents and families are kind of like-minded like we are. So that's kind of nice. It's a good, safe, wholesome environment, and I'm happy about that. So, but everything's going well. I think we're on, I think we have about 70 or 80, and I can't think of the number, but I think we have like 70 or 80 more lessons for this school year. With Abeka, there's a total of 170 lessons for the year. And I think we have like 70 or 80 more to go. So we are trucking right along. And our morning reading time, I was just telling Parker today, our morning reading time is just my favorite, you guys. It's like slowing down, and it's not all about the lesson. It's not all about the curriculum. He jumps up in my lap and he cuddles into me, and, you know, we have, we're reading his science book right now with Abeka, and then we have his daily devotional book that we read. And then I recently just bought him his very own Bible, like an actual children's Bible, not just like Bible stories, but an actual Bible. And so we've been reading a chapter or 2 or 3 of that every day. And right now we're learning about, you know, we learned all about Adam and Eve and the creation. Now we're going into Noah's Ark and what happened with the flood and everything. So it's just really fun. And you know how it is with kids, you're trying to read a story and it's like you're interrupted a million times because they have all these questions like, oh, well, mama, oh, well, mama. And you're like, dang, I can't even read the story because you won't be quiet. But at the same time, it's like, that's how they learn. I'm realizing that, to not get annoyed with that, because that's how he learns, the more questions that he asks. And it just shows his interest, and he's so excited. And, you know, we were learning all about, animal habitats. That's what we're reading about right now on his science stuff. And it's just like a million questions. Like, it takes us 45 minutes to get through our reading, when if he didn't ask so many questions, we could maybe be done in 20. But I just think it's precious, and I love that. So slowing down and having that morning reading time with him has been really awesome. But yeah, so the homeschool year is quickly coming to a close. We've just got a few short months left, and then we'll be off for summer. We don't school year round. We follow the, we choose to follow basically the public school schedule, and that's what Lexi's on too. So when she has spring break, Parker has spring break. Christmas break, you know, is the same for both of them, and then they're both out for the summer. It's just nice, and it works out well with our family. So, but anyway, I just wanted to say hi to you guys, and just give you a little update on little Parker and our homeschool and how everything's going, and kind of what I'm looking at for next year, and we'll see how it goes. But I hope everybody is doing well, and I will see you on the next video. All right.